right, so the next part of this is actually to create your color scheme or choose your color scheme. And your color scheme is basically 5 colors that you're going to use and stick to throughout the assignment. Now, when we talk about color schemes, there's different ways to choose your color schemes. You can choose warm colors, which are well, it's the warm colors on the color wheel, the yellows through the reds. You can choose cool colors. Those are your blues and your greens. Maybe you choose something that's monochromatic. Maybe that's all different shades and tints of blue. Analogous would be next to each other on the color wheel, or complementary, meaning opposite. And we have a tool that will help us do that. And if you do a Google search for Adobe color, it will take you right here. It's color.adobe.com. There's also a link to it from the guidelines assignment on our website. And so when you pop up, this is what you see. And if you'll remember, at the beginning of the year, we created, or some of us created, accounts to Adobe, and this is one of the things that we use from there. Okay, now here's your color wheel. Okay, so from here straight across, this side is your warm colors, these are your blue colors, or your cool colors. If you look here at the color wheel, notice that you have analogous. It helps you figure this out. Analogous means that they're next to each other on the color wheel. And notice how I can move these handles and they stay together, meaning they're still trying to find things that are right next to each other on the color wheel. So depending on where you drag this little center dot, it's going to find things that are similar, okay, or that work with the rule. Now, the further out on the wheel it is, the more saturated the color is, the more intense it is. If you bring them in, notice how they all become lighter. They have white added to them, and so they are less saturated. They have less color intensity to them. Okay? You can drag these outer ones as well. Notice how you can drag these out. You can drag the main one, and then they all kind of stick together that way. Monochromatic, you'll see that they all stay within a single color family. And you have different ones here, okay? And so I can click and drag on the main one, the sub ones, whatever. Complementary is another one that you can use, and you can see that these are opposite on the color wheel. So wherever you drag it, this is where your colors go. You can also adjust it so that some of the colors have less intensity than others. Okay, you could whip that all the way around if you wanted yours to have more in the purple shades than not. Okay, so that's an easy way for you to find your colors. I'm going to go ahead and choose an analogous color scheme here, and I am going to come in here because I like to have some blues. However, these two are kind of very similar, so I'm actually going to take this one and I'm going to lighten it up some. Okay, and maybe even drag it out a little bit. There, now we have this over here, which actually can be brought in, and now I'm liking my color scheme just a little bit better. Okay, now when you get a color scheme that you like, there's a couple of options. Number one, notice that when you scroll down, this gives you the RGB numbers. Okay, now you could go ahead and write the RGB numbers down and put them into Photoshop. However, if you created your Adobe account, you can sign into it, and I'll do that real quick. Whoops. Okay, and with that, I can now click on the Save button, and and it is going to save that into my account. And then look here, I can download this, and it's going to download a little color swatch for me. Okay, so that's in my downloads. I'm actually going to go ahead and, hello downloads folder. Ah, there it is right there. I'm going to move that into my texture folder so that I don't lose that. Okay. Now, when you open Photoshop, you may have noticed that you have a swatches panel that has all these different colors. If you don't see your swatches panel, you know you can go to Window and Swatches. All of these panels have this little menu over at the side, this little hidden menu. And what I want to do is I want to actually replace swatches. And I am going to replace it with that color scheme that I just downloaded. And now look here, all of the swatches are right there. That means that I can go to this at any time, and I'm going to have the exact colors that I'm looking for based on those swatches that I saved. Now, if by chance you were not able to make an account and you need to put in your RGB numbers, this is all you have to do. You can start off and you can say, okay, well, I have 255, 92, and 90. That's my first one. Oops, I can see that. So I can click on my color picker and I can come in here and do 255, 92, and 90. And I can see that that's the color. Can also, actually, you can see you can type in the hexadecimal code there too. That might be shorter. I can click OK. Notice that I can also do Add to Swatches. And once you click Add to Swatches, it's going to show up there, okay? And you can do that for your 5 colors until you have them there. And then that means that those are saved. Those are easy for you to find. If you mess up, you can simply go back and click on Reset Swatches, and you can put your new, those are the old ones. You can load yours again. Okay? So it's pretty easy for you to be able to save your color schemes there.